ABC News.
I'm Lisa Hale with WGBW News. Your news roundup in quick podcast form. You can find it anywhere at the WGBW website, WGBW.fm. For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. Struggling financially, St. Norbert College announced it's laying off 27 faculty members. In addition to the nearly 30% reduction in faculty, the college will eliminate 15 of its 65 majors and 5 minors from the curriculum. The Catholic college has faced declining enrollment, adding to its financial woes. The cuts were approved this week by a special meeting of the Board of Trustees. Wisconsin's version of the Elon Musk-led effort charged with making the government run more efficiently struck a more collegial, bipartisan tone in its first meeting. Here's Joanne Krulatz.
The Republican-created panel on Tuesday took input from Democrats and included testimony from a broad array of government leaders. The meeting came after one of the Republican leaders of the effort angered Democrats when he sent information requests to the state's largest cities and all 72 counties seeking information about diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Wisconsin is one of several states that have sought to mimic the work of the Federal Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE.
Wisconsin's version of DOGE is called the Government Operations Accountability and Transparency Committee, or GOAT. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services is urging residents to take precautions as measles cases rise across the country. There haven't been any reported measles cases in Wisconsin yet, but health officials are concerned that residents traveling for spring break may return with the disease. They advise residents to check their MMR vaccine eligibility with their healthcare provider. They also say typical flu prevention methods like washing your hands regularly or wearing a mask in crowded spaces can help prevent the spread of measles. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News.
The Badgers advance in the tournament. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Men's college basketball. The Badgers beat the UCLA Bruins today, 86-70. Wisconsin was the 5 seed, the Bruins the 4. So how much does a win like this boost their confidence? Badgers guard Kamari McGee.
It builds that confidence even more than it already was, because we know like games like that Michigan State game, that wasn't really us. We are all great players who can shoot it, and we just got to keep shooting the shots.
The Badgers face Michigan State in the Big Ten semifinals tomorrow at noon. NFL, the Packers losing Eric Wilson in free agency. The linebacker was a standout on special teams the past 3 seasons. He's now headed back to the Vikings. And defensive back Eric Stokes has joined the Raiders and was asked, what's it like going from Green Bay to Las Vegas?
I absolutely love Green Bay, but after about 10 o'clock, there's nothing else to eat in Green Bay. So I'm really excited for like the food options here. Yeah, so I just can't wait.
That's Raiders defensive back Eric Stokes with Sports on Mike Clemens.
Local radio for you and your community. It's Civic Media's mission with stations across Wisconsin. Find your favorites at civicmedia.us.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Breezy tonight with passing showers and thunderstorms. Windy tomorrow with areas of rain mixing with and changing to snow by the evening. Temps fall out of the 50s tonight into the 40s tomorrow. Sunshine and around 40 for a high Sunday. Currently it's 66.
The Todd Alba Show.
Many of the supporters of Trump voted on good faith and said, look, he says some crazy things, but you know what? He at least is telling me he's going to help my family and bring down the price on my heating bill. And that ain't what they're getting. What they're getting back is a political middle finger. And we're staring a recession straight in the face, and Donald Trump does not care. Because at the end of the day, this was one big grift.
The Todd Alba Show. Weekdays noon till 2 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. The Maggie Dawn Show.
What do you think about Donald Trump firing 80,000 employees of the VA? Steve from Madison, also a veteran. I'm hearing from one of our conservative texters saying it's okay because it saves money.
How does it save money if it kills people? I mean, how many suicides are there amongst veterans? How many of our seniors need health care? I mean, you take away money from us and it kills us. That's what it does.
The Maggie Dawn Show. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the Civic Media app. Todd Alba.
Hey, everybody, join us next time. We will talk about the Wisconsin Badgers seed in the NCAA tournament and what makes you a target of the alien
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Night Light with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right, it's all right.
And now, a guy who still likes to build a fort, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome to Night Light, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday. We've made it. We got through the week. It wasn't that tough. Did you have a good week? Let us know how your week was. Our phone lines are open. They are always open, as is the text line, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC, or text us on the app or on the stream, however you are choosing to Nightlight this evening. It's great to have you wherever you're joining us from in Wisconsin. Got a really fun show tonight. We're going to celebrate. We talk about show business a lot. We also talk about Wisconsin a lot and the fun goings on in our state from time to time. And we celebrate people who celebrate our state. So that is kind of what we are doing tonight in the first hour. Paul Vandenplas will be here. I'm saying his name right, correct, Conrad?
Yes, you are.
Vandenplas, right?
I just want to, I don't know if you saw me. I went like this when I saw this. If you look at the stream right now, don't read it, but just.
Wait, what am I looking at? What's so
Can
bad
you see the comments?
No, I don't have the
Okay. I'll get you the comments in a second here. But
okay. I don't think I have. I don't think this mouse is working. I'm commentless. If it's bad stuff, I don't want to see it. You could just tell people where they can go.
Yes. Yeah, you are saying it right, though. You are.
Vanderplas. Okay. Paul will be here at 6:35. He has a site on various social media platforms called Wonderfully Wisconsin. I watched a lot of his videos today on Facebook. He's on TikTok, probably Instagram. He just does a great job traveling around the state and celebrating various aspects. It has very much a around-the-corner feel to it, but Paul's a pretty mellow guy, and he just looks for fun stuff in Wisconsin and posts about it. So we're going to talk to Paul about that at 6:35. He is coming into the studio, right? Okay. He will be here in person, and we will talk to him about things that are wonderfully Wisconsin. And I've got a lot of questions for him. Maybe, I don't want to put Paul on the spot, but if he wants to take our Wisconsin quiz, I think who better?
I think he could ace it.
I think he could too, but I also don't want to,
What if he gets an F?
What if he flunks and then he's like supposedly the authority on Wisconsin, he never comes back, or he gets me in a headlock or something? I don't need that kind of nonsense either. But we'll talk to Paul. No pressure, Paul. It's going to be fun. So we'll do that at 6:35, right after the news. And then it is a Bar Band Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. This is exciting. As you know, Max Inc. host, one of the Max Inc. hosts, Terry BARR, will be here at 7:35, bringing new music and fun conversation. We're going to talk about a band. I'm going to save the name of the band because I love the name of the band. So we'll talk about that with Terry. Terry will tell you who the band is. We've got a couple tunes from said band, and we're going to talk about an award event coming up here in Wisconsin for musicians that we do every year here in Wisconsin, and it's down in Madison, and it's so much fun, and Terry's going to tell us about that as well. They do such an amazing job on Max Inc., so she'll tell us also what's coming up on Max Inc. tomorrow night. It'll be fun to talk to Terry, as it is every Friday night. And then we saw, did you see or did you hear that clip Mike just played of Eric Stokes?
I did. That was kind of funny.
Taking a shot at Green Bay on his way out of town. Like, there's nowhere to eat after 10 o'clock. Maybe he's never heard of a little restaurant called Quick Trip. This guy's problem. Pack your bags, pal.
There's a bunch of places to eat after 10. What is he talking about?
Well, and he's going to Vegas, so it's like that never closes. That's not fair. That's an unfair comparison.
We got to ask Paul about this and say, what kind of places can you eat after 10, just so we can rub it in Eric's face?
Hey, that's a great question. Let's do that after 10, and we will we'll find him. We'll find Eric Stokes on the Twitter. After 10 cuisine.
Hey, I don't know if you saw on the text line, Steady Eddie, I think, had a record on the fastest text into the show. I didn't even click the button for the show intro yet, and Steady Eddie texted in.
Still like the same, like the intro music was still playing. You just sent me what the stream text was. Was that meant for us?
I don't know.
Some guy Can I read this, or is it obscene or what?
I mean, I think you can say it.
He just said hi. We got 5 texts from the same listener who just said hi 4 times and then said porn. That guy knows how to party. Okay, fair enough.
The context, please.
Yeah, really. I mean, listen, we always have porn playing in the background when we're on the air, but I don't think listeners are aware of that. I mean, come on. We're covert to some degree. We just keep it on for the guests. Hey, Steady Eddie, we got to read this because he's so early tonight.
Yeah.
It's insane. I don't know what, maybe Steady Eddie overslept the last 2 nights and just got up, so he wanted to be first at it. So that is a record text time. Steady Eddie says, Pete, it's Friday, the Christmas day of weeknights, also known as Bar Band Friday night. See, Steady Eddie's on it. He says, I think you better ask Conrad to boil some water and get some fresh, clean towels together because I believe you and your lovable producer are about to deliver another precious little 5,000 megawatt bouncing bundle of joy and entertainment that is Nite. It's time, in all caps. Let's Nite it up. Damn right, Steady Eddie. I love the energy. See, it's kind of fun when we close down the show with a Steady Eddie text, but that was fun to start the show with one. And he put a postscript. He says, on this March 14th, all right, we'll tie this into the question of the night because Steady Eddie's a step ahead of us. He says, 3.14, Pi Day. Remember the words and wisdom that came from the mouth and mind of Jed Clampett when he was schooling up his nephew Jethro Bodine. Jethro, don't be so dumb. Pie are round, cake are squared. Okay. Steady Eddie. That's great. And you know what? Let's use Steady Eddie's text as a way into our question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda. Question.
Question.
Questions.
What is your favorite kind of pie? We know it's National Pie Day, the math part, but we don't care. Lately, we've been on kind of a food kick here at Nite Lite. We talk about various foods that are good to binge watch color television with and movies, and pie is certainly one of them. So on National Pie Day, that's probably an international day, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Doesn't matter. But what's your favorite kind of pie? That's a fun one, folks. You can noodle that. You can text right in. I was late to the game with pie, I have to say. I always was a cake guy when I was a kid. Loved chocolate cake. But I don't know, like pie always creeped me out because there was like fruit in it, and I didn't get the bread fruit thing. It was kind of overwhelming. Then I discovered the joy that is pie. Chocolate silk, pumpkin, apple with like the Dutch crumbles on top.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff. So, and I'll say this, it's not a taste explosion in your mouth, but a good blueberry pie I like too. There's strawberry rhubarb. You've got your whole peach family. Cranberry. A nice peach cobbler. Is there a cranberry pie?
You know, there probably is at the Cranberry Fest.
Or some
There
derivation.
has to be.
But that would be not a good pie because cranberries do not taste good on their own unless you add like pounds of sugar.
They must. I'm
They
guessing
must,
they,
yeah. So what is your favorite kind of pie? 855-7. Did I do that right? 855? I just had a total.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, 855-752-4842. 855-75 Civic Pie favorite. What kind is yours? I will start things up. You know, it's tempting to go apple just to be like all American, but I'm going to say part of it is because I haven't eaten in 18 hours. Chocolate cream.
Okay.
With some whipped cream.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do that. What about you?
If my grandma's listening, she's going to love this.
Okay.
I love her butterscotch pie that she makes.
Now, what's that?
It's butterscotch, like kind of like pudding.
Wow.
But it's more. I feel like it's more thick than pudding. It feels like a chocolate, but it's butterscotch.
Okay.
And you put some whipped cream on top of that.
Wow.
Her crust as well. Now that is good.
Can you do butterscotch without something else, like a combo? Butterscotch on its own?
Yeah. No, it's really good actually. That's like the only thing I actually like butterscotch in.
Yeah.
Just the pie.
Because I remember the butterscotch candies when I was a kid. It's probably before your time, but we would get those little butterscotch candies when we would trick or treat. It's like they're like total old people's candy. And you suck on it for about 1 second. You're like, well, this really isn't very much fun at all. And you spit it out. It's a nice flavor, and I could see where it would go good with a nice pie crust.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, that's interesting. I never heard of that before. A nice chocolate peanut butter pie, too,
Oh,
is dynamite.
I've
Heavy, but good.
So would the peanut butter be in with the chocolate, like mixed with it? I feel like
I think it's separate. There's like chocolate, then peanut butter, then chocolate chips, whipped cream. We used to get it at a place called Marie Callender's. I don't know if they had those in Wisconsin, but oh man, they were so good. And a pumpkin pie. But when I eat pumpkin pie, I like it, but I have to have like tons of whipped cream on it. It just tastes better that way.
You can't eat it by itself.
I could, but why when I can make it more of an event?
You know who makes a really good pumpkin pie? Costco.
Yeah, they do. You're right.
My brother,
and they're huge,
gets it every, like, because they host usually for Thanksgiving at their house, and they'll get one pumpkin for the party.
Okay.
And then they'll get one for themselves.
For the later.
And then I'm like, yo, save me a couple, please.
And if you run out and someone says, well, open that other one. Nope. That's ours. We want to be alone with the pie later. All right. Well, that's good. That's a good start off. We got Conrad likes butterscotch pie. I like a chocolate cream or chocolate peanut butter pie. And a close second or third, if you count those two as tied for first, would be pumpkin pie drenched with real whipped cream.
Yes. Have you tried key lime?
Oh, you know what? How do
I'm
going to change my answer.
Key lime's so good.
Key lime is dynamite. And I like lemon meringue, but key lime is like, it's like they made lemon meringue. It was good, but then key lime came along, and it's like they perfected pie. Changing my answer, key lime it is with a graham cracker crust. Honest to God, that is a taste explosion in your mouth, folks. I basically have 4 favorite kinds of pie.
We can open it up. We can have 10, all right?
Let us know your favorite kind of pie, folks. Keep it under 10. 855-752-4842. Text us on the app. Text us on the stream. Just text us. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us your favorite kind of pie. Tell us your thoughts on the Badgers. We'll have a little Badger talk when we come back, and we'll read your text. This is Night Light with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
We're going down, down. Come on, Joe!
To the talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home for the Todd Albaugh Show.
It may be margarita night for you gals, but the guys are getting Dudes and Tacos. Dudes and Tacos is an initiative of Foundation's Health and Wholeness to help reduce men's suicide and give men the resources they need to improve their mental well-being. And this month, they're going to be at the Mad Apple Burger and Billiard Company on March 18th at 5:30 p.m., where you can play some pool, listen to their special guest speaker, and discuss communication and relationships. It's a free event with free tacos. So don't dawdle, head to WGBW.fm and click events to learn more.
I'm Dan Schaefer. Let's recombobulate. Folks, we've got to talk about Derek Van Orden. The second-term congressman representing Wisconsin's 3rd District is at it again, dodging public meetings and making all kinds of unhinged comments. As many scramble and struggle to understand the chaos of what's happening in Washington, D.C., and how it's impacting people here in Wisconsin, Van Orden has been as frustrating and disrespectful as ever. In one instance, Van Orden took to social media to berate a veteran who had been fired from his job at the VA by Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. And the veteran in question is simply someone who was just reaching out to his congressman, looking for answers. Van Orden's office has also hastily canceled public meetings, and he has made some especially wild accusations about people who have been attending these public events. Congressman Van Orden needs to stop this unhinged madness, and more importantly, be more available and accountable to his constituents.
Find all of Dan's work at the Recombobulation area and on our website at civicmedia.us.
Draft Day is on the way, and Still Make Brewing has crafted Green Bay's original draft beer, a honey malt lager with Wisconsin barley and hops. Perfectly balanced and easy to drink, it is your ideal first-round selection. Find Green Bay draft beer at Still Makes Brewing or anywhere great beer is sold. Making a stop at Still Makes Tap Room? You can also try their other fresh taps, along with Wisco Hard Seltzer, Glass Apple Ciders, and
pies, pecan, forgot about pecan, and key lime. Boy, you changed that curve when you mentioned key lime, Conrad. That's a deal breaker.
It's dynamite.
With the graham cracker crust, you can't go wrong. Yeah, I'm with you, Anna. I like pecan. I don't love pecan, but I like pecan. John from Oshkosh says chilled blueberry pie with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Yeah, another blueberry pie. See, it's not crazy pungent. That's not the right word, but blueberry pie is very good. I'm with you, John. John from Oshkosh, in a wonderful city. Have you been to Leon's? I assume if you live in Oshkosh, you've been to Leon's. Dynamite place. AJ in the 608 says, hi, Pete and Conrad. I must say apple pie is overrated, but I love apple crumble. I'm with AJ on this one because just eating apples as the filling doesn't cut it. You need something. You need, just the little Dutch sugar sprinkles, whatever they're called. My favorite is definitely cherry. No ice cream, no whipped cream. Enjoy it as is. Old school for AJ. No sides, please. Just cherry pie. And tell Conrad butterscotch is awesome in Scotcheroos.
Wait, are those the Girl Scout?
Those are Girl Scout cookies.
Okay,
we missed that last night. AJ continues and says, if you know, you know. Well said, AJ. Carrie from Tosta says, key lime pie is the best and is very underrated. That's interesting because it's the best, and yet it's so good, it's still underrated, even though it's the best. I could not agree more with you, Carrie. I am literally starving right now for key lime pie. Can we Uber a key lime pie here somehow or like a DoorDash?
Yeah, I'll ask my
Do they
parents
have it
to
down
send
the
some.
street? Do they have it like a Hagermeister or the Haberdashery?
Oh, that would be dynamite.
Yeah. One humongous piece. Just send a pie over in 2 forks. We'll massacre it. Nick from Marshall says, good choice, Pete. Key lime pie is definitely one of my favorites, along with coconut cream. Yes, another great one. And my mom makes a killer pecan pie, and sometimes she puts bourbon in it. Oh, that's just not fair. Which my grandfather recommended a long time ago. I am literally salivating right now. These all sound amazing. Thank you, Nick, for Marshall. Nick continues saying, yes, blueberry pie is very good, too. I don't know if it's the color with the crust. It's just the presentation. Blueberry pie just looks delicious. And blueberries are great for you, too. Pamela from Wisconsin Rapids says, lemon meringue and strawberry rhubarb. It's a tie. Love them both. Getting hungry listening to the show tonight. We got to start a Nightlight Pie Club. Pamela listening on WFHR. Awesome people there. James and Melissa and everybody at WFHR. Thank you for listening, Pamela, and thanks for the text. Tyler from Wisconsin Rapids says, coconut cream pie, just like Gilligan's. How did Marianne ever do it? Oh, God, I kind of remember that, but I kind of don't. What is that, Tyler? I need some clarification on that one. We got a comment on the stream, too. PJ says, banana cream pie.
Oh,
That's good stuff.
Totally forgot about banana
Me
cream
too.
pie.
I forgot about a lot of these.
I forget where I had it, but there was a place I had banana cream pie for the first time, and I haven't had it since. And I can't remember where it was, but it was the best pie I've ever tasted.
Yeah.
And I miss it.
I did that. I don't know if I talked about this on the air. It was one of my most embarrassing moments in the last year. I was at a grocery store. They close at 9. I get back to Marinette just in time, and I'm really jonesing for a piece of this banana cream. They serve these little individual things. And I get there, and I see it. It's at the end of the aisle, and they have all these desserts, and I see banana cream pie. This is so embarrassing. And I literally said, I made a noise. I went, right as a guy was rounding the aisle, and he heard me say, he had probably no idea what I was talking about. It was just an instinct. It was really embarrassing, and I had to cough and pretend I had something in my throat. And on the stream, okay, now I see Ernesto's text. Hello, hi, porn. He just got his first iPhone or something. He's like one of those kids typing porn and then giggling. Thank you, Ernesto. Unless that's some kind of pie we haven't heard of. Porn pie. I don't think you want to saddle up with a porn pie though. That could be very disgusting. So the Badgers won today.
Yes.
That's huge. They're going to play Michigan State. And then it's all over, right? If they beat Michigan State, that's it.
Nope. They got to play one more game after that on Sunday. So it's tomorrow is the semifinals. And we'll figure out who's playing in the other game tonight. But, yeah, tomorrow, Badgers and Michigan State. That's going to be a really tough one.
Yeah. At the very least, they didn't embarrass themselves. They showed up for the tournament. Even if they lose tomorrow, it's not going to affect their seeding, I don't think.
No.
They'll probably still be, what, a 4, 5, right in there somewhere?
4 or 5, yeah. If they didn't lose to Penn State before, they could have been a 3 easily.
That was kind of a stupid loss. At home, too. It's terrible.
And we were talking about this a little bit before, is that today they had one of the best 3-point shootings in the Big Ten tournament, actually.
Yeah.
They tied it today. They just needed one more to break the record. But they can't rely on it. That's what they did against Penn State. They tried to rely on the 3-point, and it came back to burn them. I just hope they don't do that tomorrow. I hope if it's not working, go to the paint. We got some good big guys down there. So
I can't. This is going to be I've seen bits and pieces of basketball games, college basketball games this year. This will be the first game I watch in its entirety tomorrow. Probably because of the show. It seems like there's always a conflict, but I'm going to watch probably the whole game tomorrow. That'll be my first full college basketball game of the season.
There you go.
I got to get warmed up for the tournament. So that'll be fun. What's the movie you said?
I watched. So it just came out today.
Oh yeah.
I woke up a little earlier just because I was excited to watch it because I was like, I'm yearning for a movie I haven't seen yet. So it's called The Electric State, and it stars Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt. And I really liked it. And you told me the budget, which was
I just saw the headline, but it said $320 million, which is ridiculous because it's a Netflix film.
Yeah.
They're not making that back at the theater. Netflix has more money than they know what to do with. They keep raising prices and adding subscribers. It's insane. But you said it wasn't worth that, or it kind of lowered it a little bit.
After hearing that budget, I was like, well, they probably could have done more. But overall, you said The Gorge was a Netflix film.
Yeah.
I think this went above a streamer. I think it could have been in theaters. I enjoyed it. I think the actors that they brought in it brought a lot of character to it. And the meaning.
Was it action film or what?
Action comedy. It was, so it's about, I think it's based in 1970s, but I don't know. We don't have much time left, so I'll talk about it later. Okay. But I'll tell you the story kind of later. But it was good.
We'll do that, and I'm going to tell you about the new Nite Lite beer again because we're having the brewmaster who created it on Monday. It's going to be awesome, and we're coming back with Paul Vandenplaus, ladies and gentlemen, of Wonderfully Wisconsin. That's coming up after the news. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Without a noise, without my pride, I reach out from the inside.
Listening to the talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home for Matt and Air on Air.
Your news, conversations, and a whole lot of fun. It's all on your local Civic Media radio station or the Civic Media app.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. When doing spring cleanup and burning debris or leaves, it's important to know that all of our listening area right now is under a very high fire risk. Only 3 counties in our area are listed as a high fire risk. The DNR requires burn permits for Marinette, Oconto, Menominee, Wapaka, Waushara, Green Lake counties, and parts of Shawano County. Small campfires for warming or cooking do not require a burning permit. However, the DNR does not regulate some areas of the state, so it's very essential that you check with your local municipal or fire department officials regarding any ordinances or other burning restrictions. The Green Bay Improvement and Service Committee is recommending the city take on 4 infrastructure projects totaling over $1 million. The projects include repairs to the Pine Street parking ramp, the Main Street parking ramp, repairs to the 7th Street Bridge over the Beaver Dam Creek, and installation of water and sewer mains at Finger Road to advance Drop Forge's plan to build a $20 million plant in the area. The Green Bay Council will vote on the recommendations on Tuesday, March 18th. Attorney General Josh Kaul has announced Wisconsin will join another coalition of states filing a lawsuit against the Trump administration, this time over planned layoffs in the Department of Education. On Tuesday, the agency announced plans to lay off about 1,300 employees, or half of its workforce. The coalition requested a court order to stop the dismantling of the department, arguing the layoffs are illegal and unconstitutional. Wisconsin has joined a number of lawsuits accusing the Trump administration of overstepping its authority. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Glenn Powell is not by any means desperate for work. In addition to filming a remake of The Running Man and Top Gun 3 on the horizon, Powell has just signed on to a new film called The Natural Order, a sci-fi thriller about the search for eternal life. The production is in the talks with Mufasa, the Lion King director Barry Jenkins. Jenkins also directed 2016's Moonlight, for which he won an Oscar for Best Director. Kelly Ripa and husband Mark Consuelos are often referred to as the cutest married couple ever around their dinner table. The overly perky co-hosts of Live with Kelly and Mark are great at self-promotion, and this time it's because Consuelos did a segment on the show with his fly open. The supposedly accidental open zipper became obvious when he leaned back in his chair. Producers thought quickly and moved to the next segment, which is called Stump Mark, which is a perfect segment name for a guy who forgets to pull up his zipper. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You can always continue the conversation on social media. Share your thoughts when you find and follow Civic Media on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Breezy tonight with passing showers and thunderstorms. Windy tomorrow with areas of rain mixing with and changing to snow by the evening. Temps fall out of the 50s tonight into the 40s tomorrow. Sunshine and around 40 for a high Sunday. Currently, it's 66.
The Todd Alba Show.
Many of the supporters of Trump voted on good faith and said, look, he says some crazy things, but you know what? He at least is telling me he's going to help my family and bring down the price on my heating bill. And that ain't what they're getting. What they're getting back is a political middle finger. And we're staring a recession straight in the face. And Donald Trump does not care. Because at the end of the day, this was one big grift.
The Todd Alba Show. Weekdays noon till 2 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. The Maggie Dawn Show.
Former Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, he would not be negotiating with the GOP if he was Wisconsin's sitting senator.
I want to clarify, like, I'm always happy to negotiate in good faith, but we're talking about a party that's not acting in good faith. We shouldn't be in a position where we're throwing a life raft to somebody who is hell-bent on sinking the entire ship.
Not something I want to be involved in.
The Maggie Dawn Show. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the Civic Media app. Lean Local with Jim Schmidt.
Brown County United Way celebrating 100.
That's going to be my workout song tonight when I get back to Marinette. I'm religious about my workouts, folks. Every Friday night after my show, I do 4 push-ups, and I'm religious about it. I don't mess around. So that's gonna. I only hear about 8 seconds of the song, but it's a good one to do 4.
That's great. That's
4
great.
push-ups too. Annie from Watertown. That's the 920 where she's actually Watertown is not. Annie's running some kind of scam here, Conrad. It's like your folks with the 920 when they're down in Key West. Annie says lots of munchies. And then she says, 1974, Key Largo, memorable for pie. Introduced to key lime pie and also angel pie, chocolate chips and whipping cream in a meringue crust. Oh, God. Recipe from Heart Tongues in Pipersville, Wisconsin. Sound familiar?
Absolutely.
Yeah? All right, we'll talk about that, too. That's our next guest I'm about to introduce. I'm so excited to talk to this guy. From the 608, Nick in Marshall says, Maple Tree Supper Club in McFarland makes an excellent mint chocolate chip pie with an Oreo cookie crust. If you or Conrad are ever in the area, I would highly recommend it, since that place has excellent food and drinks, and their prices are very reasonable. Conrad, I haven't asked you to take a memo in a while. I think that is definitely memo-worthy. Tyler says, ginger pie is tasty, too. I've never had ginger pie.
I haven't either.
That's interesting. All right, keep those texts coming, folks. What is your favorite kind of pie? It is International Pie Day. They're going for a math theme, the 3.14. We're not doing that because math sucks.
Yes.
So we're talking about actual delicious pie, and I want to know what your favorites are. You can stream us, text us, hit us up on the app any way you see fit. Just join the show. Always more fun when you guys participate, and we've had some Amazing text so far. All right. It is a Bar Band Friday night. Terry Barr will be here at 7:35 with new music and absolutely fascinating conversation. As always, great to have Terry, and she'll tell us what's coming up on Max Inc. tomorrow night. But right now, this is exciting. I've been waiting to have this guy on the show for a while. Paul Vandenplas. Paul, am I saying your last name right?
Yep, you're saying it correctly.
I'm crushing it, aren't I?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Because I have the last name Schwaba. I'm very sensitive to people's last names. Yours looks pretty self-explanatory, but you never know. So Paul is the creator of the Wonderfully Wisconsin channel. You can find it on TikTok. Help me out. Facebook, Instagram. What else? YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube as well.
Okay. So it's for those of you, if you live in Wisconsin or are from here and miss it, this is a great channel. Paul, welcome to Nightlight. Great.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. So, all right. So before we get into Wonderfully Wisconsin, tell us about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm 41. Didn't go to school for content creation, for marketing, for anything like that. I mean, I guess I did go for marketing, but I changed my major 3 times. So
yeah, it happens.
So no, I work a 9-to-5 job. I work for a large promotional marketing company, but I don't work in the office.
Okay.
I do embroidery for clothes and that kind of stuff. So I do not have a background in any of this. I just have a passion and a love for introducing people to the wonderful state of Wisconsin.
Oh man, I love that. So you do have a day job. This isn't what you do full time.
No,
but
I wish.
It kind of ties in, or does it kind of? Is it a lot? I mean, you're marketing. That's kind of what you're doing a little bit. Like you're sort of marketing for Wisconsin.
Oh, sure.
I would think they would scoop that up.
Maybe.
Should we make a phone call, Conrad? Let's see if we can get Wisconsin.
Yeah,
on the
I'll get
horn.
them on the line.
Are you a lifelong resident?
Yes, I am.
Okay, where'd you grow up?
Green Bay.
Nice, dude. Okay, so all right, so tell us how you founded Wonderfully Wisconsin and what made you, like you got kids, you got a full-time gig, you're posting all the time. This seems time-consuming. What made you want to dedicate a lot of your hours or free hours to a site like this?
Sure. I actually fell into it. I had a TikTok account like most people my age, where all you did is just go on there and scroll endlessly for hours.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you just post a silly video that you think your friends might be interested. Oh, here's my kids being silly, or here's my dog doing something goofy, you know. And so I went this last summer. There was a quick trip that I had read about in a magazine. I think it was Milwaukee Magazine, if I remember correctly. And they talked about these special quick trip restaurants that had a restaurant inside of it. And it was, these restaurants are called the Hearty Platter, and I think there's only 2 in the state of Wisconsin.
Okay.
And they're run
attached to a quick trip?
Inside,
Oh,
like, yeah.
Wow.
And
okay.
a full sit-down restaurant, all quick trip food, but it's plated, and it's a full sit-down experience.
Wow.
And so I'm like, oh, I like Quick Trip. This is interesting. So I took my family one day. I'm like, oh, what a fun trip. It's just in the one I went to is in Bonduel, so not too far.
Right.
So I had a fun day in Shawano, and then we went there for lunch. All right, made a little stupid video of like, oh, this is what it's like, you know, okay. And then posted up, and I don't know why I did that. I still, to this day, my wife says, like, I don't know what possessed you. I thought you were odd that day doing it. They're like, well, I'm an odd guy, so it checks out. But so I just threw it up on TikTok because I thought, oh, maybe my friends who travel and like checking out new things, oh, maybe they'll like it. And it went viral. And I'm like, okay, well, this is interesting. So why
Nice
did it
work?
Right. So
Wow.
why did this go viral? And so I looked into the statistics on everything, and I'm like, you know, I think maybe there's just a hunger for interesting things in Wisconsin. So I took about 3 weeks and then did all the research, looked at other creators for Wisconsin, and there was really not a lot of information out there. And so I'm like, okay, well, let's do 3 more videos and see how they do. And those all went viral. And I'm like, okay, so I'm on to
This
onto
all on
something.
TikTok?
All on TikTok.
Okay.
So then that just started. Is I've always had a love for Wisconsin. I'm a big history guy, and so a lot of people overlook the history of Wisconsin. And you know, it's just kind of this passion my whole life. Like my parents were Special Olympics coaches. So when I was younger, my sister has Down syndrome, and she was a Special Olympics athlete. So we would travel the state for her to participate in all this stuff. I played sports myself through high school. And so traveled the state doing that kind of stuff. And I always thought Wisconsin was interesting and beautiful and had a unique history. And so I'm like, well, maybe this is my opportunity to share that with not only Wisconsin, but the outside world.
Wow. That's a great story. And what a great way that you fell into that. I love that it was so organic and kind of just, and it's funny, like I used to, and this just came to me when you were talking, like you're from here, you still love driving around the state. I think I just told you, we used to drive up to Three Lakes from Chicago. I grew up in Chicago when I was younger. And Wisconsin always just seemed like more of a state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're coming from, like, we lived right in the city. So when we would go up and we're all of a sudden we're looking at rolling hills and lakes, it just seemed like a mindset almost.
Absolutely.
So it's interesting. And that was from an outsider's perspective when I was young. But you lived here and you still have that. That's really impressive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's and I think what I like to say, too, is I think a lot of people from here just kind of, for whatever reason, just develop this defeatist attitude that it's like, there's nothing to do here. This place is boring.
Right.
And it's like, but it's not, you know.
You're boring.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
you got to make your own fun, babe.
Right. You know, and so I guess I've always kind of had that wanderlust.
Yeah.
And so it's like, all right, well, why can't I have that within my own state?
Sure.
Wisconsin is a huge state.
Yeah.
So you can go to the next town over. If you're just looking for something, you can go to the next town over that you've been to a million times. But if you approach it from a different angle and go, okay, well, what's interesting here to do, instead of like, I'm just kind of just going about my motions.
Yeah.
Like there might be wonderful things that you never even consider to do.
Absolutely. My guest is Paul Vandenplas. He is the founder of the Wonderfully Wisconsin channel. It's wonderful. Check it out on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. He's all over the place, and he posts a lot of really cool videos about our state. And I'm amazed that you can live in Wisconsin for as long. Like I've spent over 20 years of my life here from when we moved up here, and I've been back as an adult, close to 20 years. And I'm surprised when I haven't heard of something. Right. Like if something is so good and you're posting it on your channel, I'm like, if it's so good, how have I not heard of that? Like you really got to get the word out, even if something's great, for people to find it.
Oh, sure. And I get that a lot. I mean, this morning I posted a video about the pancake place here in Green Bay. Okay, that place is legendary in Green Bay. So you would think, okay, everybody knows about it. And I had several comments. Oh, I've lived in Green Bay my whole life. I've never gone there.
No kidding.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
What is the place? What is it?
It's over on Military, and it is a breakfast diner. They've won. Now, I said in the video, I think 15 years in a row, but I think it's really 14.
Okay.
So 14 years in a row, best breakfast in the Bay Area.
Wow.
You go there, their pancakes are the size of a huge platter.
Wisconsin-sized portions. Yeah, I love that.
Oh, yeah. You're eating for 2-3 days off of whatever you get there. It is incredible. And it's not just the portions. The food is absolutely incredible.
It's funny when I go to places, I've noticed that we like our portion sizes in Wisconsin. And sometimes people will say, even if the food is not that great, oh, that's good food. And it's not. They just get a ton of it. Like they really feed you. You said earlier something went viral. And I'm curious, what constitutes going viral? How many hits, views, whatever do you have to be considered like viral, so to speak?
Well, there is a concept that TikTok is moving more towards, and it's called viral for me. And so something that has 10 million views, okay, across the board is viral.
That's viral, yeah.
But I've never had anything at 10 million views. But at the time, my viral TikTok, that got 350,000 views. Well, I had 70 followers. You know, so it's like, okay, so that's viral. That's viral for me.
300. Is it just people kept sharing it?
Yeah, and commenting, and that's what drives a lot of it. Is if you can get content that's engaging and people are sharing it and wanting to comment, and you're commenting back, and you're having an entire conversation. That's what TikTok and Instagram and all those platforms really like, is they just want that conversation.
I tried to go viral a couple times, like just from what I see other people doing, but I don't know. People don't want to see me in a bikini, I guess. I don't know, Paul. Hey, all right. So tell me, give me like 3 instances of something you've seen in our state that's really cool when you're traveling and posting stuff and making videos.
All right. I will say the Driftless region of Wisconsin.
I had a separate question for that. I love that region. Yeah,
it's unbelievable. It's
beautiful.
Like, well, and even I was spending time. I went to Galena in Illinois, and it's like, so that area in Illinois is incredible. It's just like all over there. And so I made a joke to my wife and I said, up here, Wisconsinites like to call people from Illinois flatlanders.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you're driving around in Illinois and this is incredible. How is this flat? You know? So yeah, things like that. Lake Superior, if you haven't seen it, it will just blow your mind. It is incredible. Washington Island is a place I think every Wisconsinite has to go and just hang out for a day.
All right. So here, I've got some more specific questions for you. And I agree with all those. Not only is the Driftless region cool, that's a great name for the Driftless. It sounds like Old West, like you're going to run into Clint Eastwood or something when you're there.
It even has that feel when you're out there.
Yeah. Like
Feels
you
kind
see a
of Wild West
tumbleweed.
gritty, you know?
Totally. Okay. So, and if you want to give me a couple so you don't feel like you're leaving anybody out or whatever, that's fine too. But favorite restaurant that you've been to in Wisconsin?
Oh, man.
Or an example of a good one.
That's a tough one. I would say the 1111 Burgers and Beignets in Fond du Lac. Incredible burgers. So good.
Why the beignets with the burgers?
I have
are
no
the
idea.
burgers like New Orleans themed or something?
No,
No,
not
really.
at all. They're smash burgers. I have no clue why they started doing beignets, but they're really good.
I don't mean to get off on a double tangent here, but what exactly is a smash burger? I've ordered them. I don't know. Is it just a hand-tossed burger? Or?
Well, it's pretty much what we specialize in Wisconsin is they're super, you smash them way down in there. They're super thin patties.
Okay.
So that's
a smash burger?
That's a smash burger, yep.
I just thought it meant like not a frozen patty, like you make them at home like that. But okay, wow.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, they actually use little pieces of like parchment paper, and then they use like a steel
press.
Yeah, and then really push it down.
It's
And
like
it doesn't take long to cook either because it's so
It's like the
small.
stonewashing for burgers. I think that's all right. So continue, please. That was what was the place called in Fond du Lac?
Oh, 1111.
Okay.
And then Pancake Place that I previously mentioned.
yeah.
One of the best breakfasts that you can get in the state of Wisconsin.
Okay.
And then there's another great, I think it's called Four Corners Cafe in Saxville, Wisconsin. Tiny little cafe, fits about 6 people. That I believe is the best breakfast in Wisconsin.
What do you order?
A skillet.
All right, we're going to get more into this. We're going to do even a more deep dive into the wonderfulness of Wisconsin with our guest, Paul Vandenplas. He's here in studio tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have you with me. Let us know what your favorite kind of pie is. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
I feel fine and I feel good. I'm feeling like I never should.
The Talk of Green Bay, WGBW.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 920-332-5578. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 920-332-5578. That's 920-332-5578.
As a federally licensed broadcast company, this civic media station is required by FCC regulations to accept advertising by all qualified candidates for federal office. We also accept ads from state and local candidates. We do screen announcements from issue groups and PACs and exercise discretion in airing announcements with blatantly false claims or outrageous, unfounded statements. These announcements do not necessarily reflect the views of civic media, its hosts, or advertisers, and the source of all issue announcements can be found and online at our FCC public file.
The Todd Alba Show.
Many of the supporters of Trump voted on good faith and said, look, he says some crazy things, but you know what? He at least is telling me he's going to help my family and bring down the price on my heating bill. And that ain't what they're getting. What they're getting back is a political middle finger. And we're staring a recession straight in the face. And Donald Trump does not care. Because at the end of the day, this was one big grift.
The Todd Alba Show. Weekdays noon till 2 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
Get up all, I wanna dry them all. When you're feeling blue,
There will be a Nite inspired IPA, folks. If you're in the Madison area, Flick's Brew House, Dave Hansen, the brewmaster there, is creating a Nite inspired IPA. It's going to be called Hazed on Radio, I believe, in association with Nite with Pete Schwaba. So that will be available, I believe, around when the Wisconsin Film Festival starts. I poured the hops in myself. You ever done something like that, Paul?
Oh, yeah. I used to do a ton of home brewing.
That was a first for me. It was really... so you make your own beer?
I used to. I'm looking to get back into it, but I don't have much time.
Yeah, you got enough on your plate. Hey, we got a phone call, and I think my guess is that Ollie wants to chime in on what we're talking about. Ollie from the North Woods. Hello, Ollie.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, thanks.
I was going to say my mom's homemade butterscotch pie, but since Chad already took it, I will say the fresh strawberry pie from Norsky Nook. And I was wondering if your guest there tonight has ever been to Norsky Nook for pie.
I have not. It
Interesting.
seems like I need to get going there.
So that's up north, right, Ollie?
Yes, there's one in Rice Lake, but there's also one, I believe, in Osseo.
Okay. Oh, that's down south, right?
No,
Is
that's
it-
northwest.
Oh, that's northwest?
Yep.
Okay. I'm not the wonderfully Wisconsin guy. Ollie, thank you for the... And now let me ask you real quick. Do you put whipped cream on the strawberry pie?
Yes, they load it with whipped cream and whole strawberries, and it's absolutely delicious there.
Ollie is our food connoisseur, I would say, for the North Woods. Ollie, awesome stuff. Thank you,
bet.
as
My mom
always.
was a cook, and my parents owned a restaurant, so I know a lot about good pies and
You're tied in.
and good food.
All right. Well, you've given us a lot of good recommendations over the last couple weeks. Conrad has been taking memos, so we'll have to do an Ollie tour of the North Woods one of these days. Thank you so much. Have a great night. See you later. My guest is Paul Vandenplas. Now, see, here's what happens, Paul. Now, this is why I'm not a professional radio person sometimes. Conrad, how do we have Paul's name initially? It was Vandenplas, then it was Vanderplas. Right?
Yeah.
Don't look at the sheet. What do you call this guy right here?
What do you wait?
What's his name?
Paul Vandenplas.
Vandenplas. See, look at that, Paul.
Yeah,
See what we're dealing with there?
that's been my whole life.
So it's great to have you here, buddy. And your channel is called Wonderfully Wisconsin. We're talking about really cool stuff in Wisconsin. Paul has seen most of it, or a lot of it, and there's a lot more to come. So follow him. Find Wonderfully Wisconsin on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Is anyone else doing something like this that you're doing that doesn't have like a big studio or TV deal behind them?
There's a lot of us out there.
Yeah.
But I'm the only one that I know of doing kind of like a catch-all of everything. There's a lot of you have the Wisco Dive Bars guy. He just does dive bars.
Wow.
And then you have like Wander in Wisconsin. She does some bars, Bloody Mary content, like snowmobiling stuff. So we each have our niche, but I guess I'm just like the
You have
catch-all.
no parameters. You can just, yeah. All right. Very cool. Okay. What area or what place in your experience makes the best cheese?
Schulzberg Creamery in Schulzberg, Wisconsin.
Look at that. You're almost ready for that question.
I just had it. Unbelievable. I had a bunch of my viewers like, hey, if you get to the Driftless, get down to Schulzberg.
No
I'm like,
kidding.
all right. And then I tried it and I'm like, okay, that's for real. I think some of the best cheese coming out of Wisconsin.
Wow. What kind of cheese? Just like a cheddar? Or
Imagine any kind.
Any kind. Wow.
I was
nice.
blown away. They had over 100 varieties of cheese that they make on site. I'm like, what is this place?
Where are the friendliest people in Wisconsin, Paul?
The Driftless region. For
Whoa,
sure.
I
for
see a
sure.
move for you. I think you're going to relocate there.
I was blown away. I'm like, that's what the last time I was out there with my wife, I'm like, is it just because it's the proximity to Minnesota? Everybody was so incredibly friendly. I would walk in, they didn't know who I was. And I'm like, oh, I'd stop at a Quick Trip. Oh, I'm just looking for something interesting to do. They'd take a half hour. Oh, yeah, do this. And everybody was so nice. I'm like, oh, my gosh. And I'm like, are we really stuck up over in eastern Wisconsin? Like, my goodness.
That can get to be like a hostage situation after a while, though.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, well, okay, friendly only goes so far. I got a life to lead here. All right, where are the rudest people in Wisconsin, in your opinion?
I would say getting by Milwaukee, Kenosha.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Bigger cities. Do you find people in small towns typically are nicer, or is that a cliche, or do you find that to be the case?
I think it can depend. I've found a lot of people from small towns very defensive, and they get mad if I expose any of their hidden gems. Like, well, that was just for us. Like, that's a terrible attitude to have, I think.
What's the best? You ready for this? What's the best cuisine at Quick Trip?
Spicy chicken sandwich.
Ooh, Conrad?
I agree.
This guy loves chicken sandwiches. You know what? This is going to sound crazy. I like their egg rolls. Egg rolls aren't bad.
I haven't had them.
Gas station egg rolls. And I didn't get it. When Quick Trip first, I'd been to a couple and they were great. And I'm like, it's a gas station though. But yeah, they have a lot of other stuff. It's pretty good. Oh, yeah. It's still a gas station. So when they came to Marinette, people were doing cartwheels because we were getting 2 Quick Trips. And I didn't get it. But now, guess where I go when I'm hungry or I need gas? Yeah. I go to Amico. But Quick Trip is always right here. No, I go to Quick Trip because it's like there's nothing you don't – I don't know. You can get anything there. It's great.
Well, hey, you're close. It should be Mickey Lou Barbecue.
Yeah.
I think that's where
hey, have you featured Mickey Lou's on there?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
Last time I was up there, I went to Menominee and did Joe's Wax. Like, I love Joe's Wax.
Oh, yeah.
Burgers. Oh, my God. If you haven't been there.
I have, and they have. Okay, Joe's Wax has had a deal. My wife and I, about 3 summers ago, got on this kick where we go there for lunch. You get a 12-inch pizza, 2 burgers, and 2 drinks for like $12.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's 20
no
now.
fries. It's a weird combination of food, but the fries are like $2. You got to do it, But the same, very similar burgers to Mickey Lou's.
Yep.
All right. Paul Vandenplas is here, folks. Check out Wonderfully Wisconsin. He's in the studio. He's agreed to stick around. We're going to give him our Wisconsin quiz when we come back, and I'll probably have a couple more questions for him, too. It's a Bar Band Friday night. Terry Barr coming up at 7:35. Don't go anywhere. Great to have you with us on this Friday night on Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home of Mino and the Mayor.
Rational Revolution with Mark Becker.
How are the Trump policies going to affect agriculture? We'll find out with Xochitl Torres-Small, who was the Deputy Secretary of Agriculture in the Biden administration.
Saturdays at 2, Sundays at 1 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app. This is 97.9 WGBW Denmark, Green Bay's real news and great conversation, a Civic Media radio station.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packard. This hour at the Kennedy Space Center.
3, 2, 1, ignition and lift off.
And with that, 4 astronauts are headed to the International Space Station aboard a SpaceX Dragon capsule to relieve Butch Wilmore and Sudie Williams, who've been in space for the last 9 months, despite their original mission that was supposed to last just 8 days. Led by Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, enough Senate Democrats voted to allow the GOP-authored spending bill to advance today and eventually pass this afternoon. It goes to President Trump's desk ahead of tonight's midnight shutdown deadline. The realization that a shutdown wasn't going to happen helped the stocks rally today to their best day in months. Dow up 674 points today. And President Trump spoke at the Justice Department today, saying, quote, "We're turning the page on corruption. Trump pledging to expose his enemies and called for the imprisonment of his opponents. This is ABC News.
Ready for the ultimate getaway? Picture this, a cozy cabin in Wisconsin's Northwoods, surrounded by nature's beauty, crystal clear lakes, and endless adventure. Be it fishing, boating, snowmobiling, or just kicking back by a campfire under the stars. This is relaxation like never before. Cook your own meals, enjoy private docks, and even bring your furry friends along for the ride. It's a perfect spot for family fun, a romantic retreat, and more. What kind of trip are you planning? Book your Northwoods vacation rental at simpleliferentals.com.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. With calls to her office jumping from 100 or less per day to over 1,000 a day, U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin holds another online opportunity to talk with Wisconsinites from the nation's capital. Melissa Kay has more information.
Senator Baldwin addressed the recent mass firings, slashing of budgets, and funding freezes ordered by the Trump administration.
A lot of what we've seen so far, in my opinion, and I am a lawyer, so my legal opinion, has been unconstitutional or illegal.
These actions have affected Head Start programs, fire departments, dairy farmers, and medical research on Alzheimer's, diabetes, and cancer, to name a few. The mass firings have affected tens of thousands of people.
And so while we all support efficiency and going after waste and fraud, this is of a different character altogether.
The Senate is currently working to pass a spending bill to continue funding the government temporarily. The deadline is 11:59 p.m. tonight. I'm Melissa Kay, Civic Media News.
A bill with new laws to protect children and keep violent reoffenders in jail passed the Wisconsin Assembly yesterday. The new laws include the Canine Rigs Act, increasing penalties for causing bodily harm or killing police dogs. The parental notification if child is victim of alleged sexual misconduct at school law requires parents to be promptly notified if their child is a victim of sexual misconduct by a school employee. Life sentence for child trafficking increases the penalty for that crime, and revoking parole for committing a crime applies to individuals granted parole, probation, or extended supervision. The bill...
The Badgers advance in the tournament. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Men's college basketball. The Badgers beat the UCLA Bruins today, 86-70. Wisconsin was the 5 seed, the Bruins the 4. So how much does a win like this boost their confidence? Badgers guard Kamari McGee.
It builds that confidence even more than it already was, because we know like games like that Michigan State game, that wasn't really us. We are all great players who can shoot it, and we just got to keep shooting the shots.
The Badgers face Michigan State in the Big Ten semifinals tomorrow at noon. NFL, the Packers losing Eric Wilson in free agency. The linebacker was a standout on special teams the past 3 seasons. He's now headed back to the Vikings. And defensive back Eric Stokes has joined the Raiders and was asked, what's it like going from Green Bay to Las Vegas?
I absolutely love Green Bay, but after about 10 o'clock, there's nothing else to eat in Green Bay. So I'm really excited for like the food options here. Yeah, so I just can't wait.
That's Raiders defensive back Eric Stokes with Sports on Mike Clemens.
I'm Lisa Hale with WGBW News. Your news in depth. Find it in the news section at WGBW.FM.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Breezy tonight with passing showers and thunderstorms. Windy tomorrow with areas of rain mixing with and changing to snow by the evening. Temps fall out of the 50s tonight into the 40s tomorrow. Sunshine and around 40 for a high Sunday. Currently, it's 66.
Imagine home. The smell of coffee, the sound of a lawnmower, the sun's warmth on your face. Free to be yourself, surrounded by love that helps you grow. This is a place to call home. That's an American dream we all deserve. But in 50% of U.S. states, you could legally be denied housing if you are LGBTQ+. Get the facts and hear real stories at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
The Todd Alba Show.
Many of the supporters of Trump voted on good faith and said, look, he says some crazy things, but you know what? He at least is telling me he's going to help my family and bring down the price on my heating bill. And that ain't what they're getting. What they're getting back is a political middle finger. And we're staring a recession straight in the face, and Donald Trump does not care. Because at the end of the day, this was one big grift.
The Todd Alba Show. Weekdays noon till 2 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
Everyone is Irish for a week in one northeast Wisconsin city. I'm Lisa Hale.
And I'm Terry BARR. All the blarney as we celebrate
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Night Light with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who once tore his ACL playing chess, Pete Schwaba.
It can happen. Let's light it up, folks. We got an hour to go here in our Nightlight week here. Great to have you with me. We've had some great texts. Our question of the night, in honor of International Pie Day. This is the wrong kind of pie, but it's more interesting than math pie. What is your favorite kind of pie? We've had so many great suggestions, I've forgotten that some of these exist. Starting with key lime, which seems to be almost the consensus, I would say. Paul, do you have a favorite kind of pie?
There is only one correct answer here, and that is in Southern Door County, going and getting a Belgian pie.
What's in a bell? Is it cherries? I would assume Door County, or
that's a popular one, but prune, poppy seed are more the traditional flavors.
Wow, I have to tell you that does not sound appealing on any level.
a lot of people don't like them, and I understand why.
I love that you're standing firm though, and you have your. So is that your favorite? The Belgian prune and poppy seed pie?
No, a cherry Belgian pie.
Okay,
would be my favorite.
But they make prune pie.
That is the traditional flavor.
No kidding.
Prune and poppy seed. Yep.
I am curious. I do kind of want to try it because there must be something to it, right?
Oh yeah.
Fig Newtons never looked appealing to me when I was a kid. I always thought, why would you do that when you have chocolate and all that other stuff? But that does sound interesting. Paul Vandenplas is my guest here. He is the founder of the Wonderfully Wisconsin channel. It is fantastic. Check it out. We are getting through your text. How are we doing on text, Conrad? Are we?
We are all. Well, actually, no. We have one more text.
Oh yeah, that looks.
Anna from Madison.
All right, Anna from Madison says there is also a Norski Nook in DeForest. Does that ring a bell? Norski Nook.
Well, I think that was the place that Ollie was talking about. Right?
Oh, well.
But there's another one in.
Oh, down south or near Madison. I got you. Okay. All right. Thank you, Anna. All right. Well, I wonder which one we're closer to. Hey, we got a fun week coming up next week on Nightlight, folks. Some great guests, as usual. Todd Michaels will be here. We're going to be talking about aliens, which supposedly exist now, according to a new documentary. Todd will set the record straight. Dave Hansen, the brewmaster at Flick's Brewhouse in Madison, will be joining us. Christina Laurie from Up North News does great work. Scott Clace, actor from the show Bosch Legacy, who has been on every single season, is going to join us on Wednesday. Rob Thomas. Mike Toomey makes the popcorn pick of the week. A really fun week next week, too. But we got a whole hour to go here before we fully embrace the weekend, and Paul Vandenplas is helping us do that right now. So, Paul, I had a big question for you. So, I don't know where to start. Let's talk about your videos before we get back into some of the more fun food stuff. How much effort goes into that? When you're cutting, like Rob Brackenridge was here last night, comedian from Appleton. Sure. He did a quick video with us and he said, well, I have to edit it first. Now, I've edited things, but never TikTok videos or Instagram videos. How much work goes into that? How long does it take?
Quite a bit, for a 1 minute video, because that's what I try on TikTok. It's right around a minute. Okay. So I would say there's probably 45 minutes to an hour worth of editing, voiceover work, choosing the correct audio. Yeah. Because it's like I choose my music, and it's whatever music is going to be the feel for that video. So it takes about an hour just for editing.
No kidding.
Yep.
For a 1 minute video.
For a 1 minute video.
I don't even have the attention span to sit through a 1 minute video. So.
Yeah, I don't know how I don't know how some people do movies. I can't even imagine now. Yeah. I understand why that takes 6 months.
I've done movies and it takes forever. It is a very tedious process. That's why it's more appealing when you make little, like they used to be Vines and then there was Twitch. Right. TikTok now is the big thing, but it seems like it would be more rewarding to shoot something and have it up that day. Like boom, Do you get to eat for free when you go to some of these places?
Nope.
Do they notice you? No. See?
No, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm there to support these small businesses, so I'm just happy to do that.
Yeah, good for you. So, is there somewhere you haven't been yet in Wisconsin that you're dying to go to, or you can't wait to see it?
The Apostle Islands.
Oh, nice.
I have not done that yet.
Me either.
And And it's what's cool about the Apostle Islands is like if you go in summer, it's a completely different experience than if you go in winter.
Right.
So it's so cool.
They have those caves there you
Yeah,
can
the ice
kayak
caves.
through, right? That looks just incredible.
Yeah.
Is that Bayfield?
Yeah, Bayfield area, yeah.
You think the bugs are bad up there?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so what is the best pie? Oh, I asked you that.
Yeah.
But is that your favorite, or was that your saying that's the best?
No, I'm Belgian.
Oh, okay.
And so, well, specifically Wallonian Belgian.
Yeah.
So that's getting real deep Wisconsin.
Wow.
So that's where my family heritage, and I grew up eating those pies from that area, and I love them.
Is it nice to be part of an ethnicity that doesn't have a negative connotation? Like nobody ever says, "Oh, that guy's Belgian. Why not for him?" Honestly, that's like you guys are friendly, and there's no, you don't really carry any baggage into a new friendship when you tell someone you're Belgian.
No,
right?
no, we're known for our beer and chocolate. So hey,
and waffles
and waffles.
So,
That's right.
All right, there you go. What is the most bizarre place in Wisconsin you've seen?
Oh God, that's got to be House on the Rock.
Yeah,
Yeah, that place is wild.
I have never been there either, and that's been on my list for years.
Oh yeah, it's so odd. But you're kind of in awe when you go there.
Yeah.
It's so different. It's way different than anything you'll ever see.
All right, best microbrewery.
Boy, let's go with Omega Brewing Works in Omro. It's the tiniest tap room you've ever seen. I think they can fit maybe 10 people in it. But they are
Really?
actually starting to win awards for some of the best beer coming out of Wisconsin.
Oh,
so
that's
no one knows
fantastic.
about them. Go there for that
right.
craft beer.
But be one of the 10 to get
Be
in.
one of the 10.
All right, favorite city in Wisconsin?
Oh man, that's tough. Let's go with Eau Claire, or not Eau Claire.
Oh.
Lacrosse. Let's.
Yeah,
Lacrosse.
I'm not surprised. A lot of people that I've had on the show, I don't ask them that question, but just because it's on the Mississippi and it's a little more hilly, what do you like about Eau Claire? Is it a people thing or more?
I mean Lacrosse. I accidentally said Eau Claire. But for me, Lacrosse, it's for the size city that it is. It seems so much bigger.
Okay.
And their downtown is incredible. It's a really good foodie city. So if you're looking for good restaurants, they have a number of breweries there. If you're an active person, a ton of opportunities for hiking.
trails,
and
right? Yeah, I've heard
trails
that, yeah.
everywhere. Getting out, doing kayaking on the Mississippi, fishing. Just
Wow.
incredible. It's incredible.
Conrad, we got a road trip. All right. So, Paul, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Vandenplas is here. He is the founder of Wonderfully Wisconsin. Check it out on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. He's got quite a following. His videos have gone viral. I've never even gotten a sniff of a viral video. In fact, when I see other people's viral videos, they just get pulled. It's like I'm a cancer for viral videos. Paul has agreed to take our Wisconsin quiz. And again, now this is not, there's no studying required, Paul. I think you'll probably do okay. We've had some people crush it and a couple people that just did okay, but it's just a fun quiz. So it's multiple choice.
All right.
And Conrad, you get the bell ready? All right. Paul Vandenplas, founder, Wonderfully Wisconsin. Taking the new, we should rename this the Wonderfully Wisconsin quiz. Do you have any sponsorships open for?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
We can work it out.
It'll cost you $5,000 a week. All right. The first kindergarten classes in the U.S. were held in what city in 1856 at the home of a German couple?
Boy, I think that's Watertown, but I could be wrong.
Where's my bell? We got to go stereo on that. Where's the bell? Oh, here we go. All right, one more time, Conrad. Ready? All right, Paul is 1 for 1. Number 2, focusing on a group of 6 teenagers' lives in Point Place, Wisconsin, 50 years ago. What's the name of the groovy Fox period sitcom that starred Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis?
That 70s Show.
We don't even have to read the multiple choices. He's just crushing it right out of the gate. 2 for 2. Number 3, Delavan, Wisconsin is the location of the factory that produces what brand of rectangular chocolate mint candies?
I do believe that's Andy's.
And we were worried about him, like we didn't want to embarrass him, and he's like embarrassing us. All right, number 4. No peeking, Paul. What tear-inducing satire news site was founded by 2 students at the University of Wisconsin-Madison in 1988?
The one, the only, The Onion.
Bam! Anyone else's ears ringing? What's going on? All right, number 5. The first cheesehead was not worn at a Green Bay Packers game, but instead at a game for what baseball team? A, Chicago Cubs, B, Fond du Lac Spiders, C, Milwaukee Braves, D, Milwaukee Brewers.
That's the Brewers.
How did you know that?
Oh, I'm a big baseball fan.
Okay. I guess I believe you. All right. Number 6. Paul is 5 for 5, crushing the Wonderfully Wisconsin quiz, aptly named for his endeavors. During the summer, the population of Door County reaches blank the number of year-round residents. Is it A, 5 times, B, 20 times, C, 100 times, D, 10 times?
Boy, that's tough. I'm going to go
That is
with
a tough
20
one.
times.
I'm sorry, Paul. It's D, 10 times. I would have, this is embarrassing. The first time I saw that, I would have guessed 100 times because I've been there in the summer.
Oh, it seems like it.
It really does. And 10 doesn't seem like that much, but it really is, though.
Wow.
But, all right, you're still doing very well. I would say, what is 5 out of 6? That's like a B+, right? Or
Yeah.
a B?
Yeah.
All right, you got time to bring your grade up. Lots of time left in the semester here. Number 7. Soviet satellite Sputnik 4 fell out of orbit in 1962, and while most of it burned up on re-entry, a 20-pound piece of debris crashed to the ground in what city? Do I even have to read them?
No, I stood right on the spot. It's Manitowoc.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, right in the middle of the road. It's cool.
Manitowoc is correct. When I went there, I thought there was going to be more like a big plaque and pictures, and it's just this little round ring because it's in the road. They can't do much, but it's really cool to see that.
They have a festival called Sputnik Fest, and it's one of the funkiest festivals in the United States.
It really is. It's very bizarre. I
is very
judged
bizarre.
a costume contest there last year, and I don't know what happened, but I wore shorts. It was October, and I think I got hypothermia because everybody else there was in costume. I don't know what I was thinking, but it is a really fun festival. All right, number 8. Paul is 6 for 7, Conrad?
7 for 8.
7 for 8. No, because we've only read 7 questions.
Okay, yeah, you said it right.
It's a good thing you're not celebrating the other Pi Day because, okay, number 8. The first ever Flag Day was celebrated in what county?
Oh, man. Let's go with Ozaki. It's probably Dane. Oh, okay.
Wow. All right, Paul is 7 for 8. I think if you get 9 for 10, everybody needs to go follow Wonderfully Wisconsin right now. Just a suggestion, right? It's a good way to help. All right, how are we doing on time, Conrad? We good? Can we keep you through one more quick break? It's like a minute long, and then we have all right, then we have to kick you out, Paul.
Okay.
I know you want to stay, but all right. Number 9, celebrated on April 22nd, Earth Day was created by then Wisconsin U.S. Senator A, Gaylord Nelson, B, Aaron Rodgers, C, Tammy Baldwin, or D, Scott Lucas.
I believe that's Gaylord Nelson.
Wow. There's not even enough bells to go around. All right, we're going to stop right there. We're going to do a very quick break, and then Paul's got 6 more questions. We got to be able to bang that out in the last segment before the news. Paul Vandenplas is here, folks. Check him out at Wonderfully Wisconsin. Great channel. We're coming right back.
Pier. This is 97.9 WGBW. Ready? While the teams get ready to choose their top draft pick, you can help Mino and the Mayor choose their top craft pick.
Northeast Wisconsin is home to amazing breweries, wineries, cideries, and distilleries, and we need your help picking the best.
We've drafted 10 of our favorites, but which local craft beverage creator will go to number 1? That's up to you. Top craft pick creators include Sturgeon Spirits in Oshkosh, Timekeeper Distillery in Green Bay and Wausau, and Ledge Rock Distillery LLC in Eden. Vote for your favorite now by logging on WGBW.FM and click on Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick. When you vote, you'll enter a random drawing to win $250 in gift cards from participating craft creators. Don't wait. Voting ends Friday, April 18th. Log on WGBW.FM and click on Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick and vote right now. Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick, drafting Northeast Wisconsin's finest one sip at a time.
Celebrate the women who have helped shape the world as we honor Women's History Month with powerful stories of Wisconsin's own. We appreciate the groundbreaking efforts of Janine Geske. She dedicated her career to transforming the criminal justice landscape. Geske taught in prison and collaborated with victims groups. She continued to champion for change as a justice on the Wisconsin Supreme Court during the 1990s. And in recognition of her impact, she was named the Milwaukee Bar's Lawyer of the Year twice. She also made history in 2002 as the first and still the only woman to serve as Milwaukee County Executive, an interim role worked without pay. Geski's now a professor of law at Marquette University's Restorative Justice Initiative, which she founded in 2005. We recognize the powerful women from the past and those who are
Going to the text line, what is your favorite kind of pie? Kate from the 715 says chocolate pie. That's a great answer. No derivative, just chocolate pie. If there's chocolate and pie, I think I said chocolate cream pie initially.
Yeah.
Before key lime reared its beautiful head. Bridget from the 818 says, my favorite pie is pumpkin pie with lots of whipped cream on Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, and any other day during the year. The best. Well, that narrows it down. Thank you, Bridget from the 818. Those are great texts. Terry BARR coming up in just a few minutes after the news for a bar band Friday night. Love the music Terry is bringing tonight and can't wait to talk to her about that. But right now, we have a few more minutes with our new friend, Paul Vandenplaus, who is taking our Wisconsin quiz. And is he 9 for 10, Conrad, or 8 for 9?
8 for 9.
8 for 9. All right. You ready, bud? All right. Number 10. What is the motto for Wisconsin? A, deer are near. B, beer for all. C, forward. D, whoop, sorry, I didn't see you there.
As much as I want to answer D, it's C, forward.
This isn't even, you could do this in your sleep, dude. 9 for 10. Paul Vandenplaus, check out Wonderfully Wisconsin. He's here in the studio tonight taking this might be the first time we've ever given this quiz in person.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it true?
Yeah.
All right. Mark this day. Paul, big day. Where, number 11, where was the first Quick Trip?
Eau Claire.
I'm not surprised you got that one. In what Wisconsin city was the typewriter invented in 1867? Was it A, Beaver Dam, B, Beloit, C, Kiel, D, Milwaukee?
That's tough, but let's go with Milwaukee.
Damn.
All right.
Instincts. He's embarrassing us, Conrad. Let me go back to the drawing board here. What is the state wildlife animal? Is it A, badger, B, white-tailed deer, C, elk, D, oriole?
Badger.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, wildlife animals. So it's probably the white-tailed deer.
That's a tough one.
Reading is
That
hard.
one and the typewriter. I'm surprised you got the typewriter because I don't think I would have gotten that one. But the white-tailed deer. Yeah. All right. So Paul is 11 for 13. Very respectable. Number 14, 2 more questions. What was the highest recorded temperature in Wisconsin on July 13th, 1936?
Oh, boy. Probably D107.
Oh, close. It's B104. We're going to give you just a complimentary. 11 to 14, still nothing to sneeze at. Number 15, what famous actor grew up in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and played an angry green guy? A, Willem Dafoe, B, Chris Farley, C, Mark Ruffalo, D, Harry Houdini.
Oh, that's Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, nice. Closing strong. 12 or 15, not bad, Paul. That was a very respectable showing. Hey, this has been fun. We have a couple minutes left, and what I usually do when people come on the show, we talk about TV and movies a lot. Have you seen anything lately that you're excited about when it comes to binge watching, or a movie you saw, or a kids movie? You got 2 kids?
Yeah, I would say just Wisconsin theme, green and gold.
Yeah,
incredible movie. It was
Nice.
very good, very good. But no, my wife and I are watching Severance. Unbelievable. Love that show.
I got to check that out. Everybody that comes on the show talks about Severance.
Oh, it is good.
Why is it so good? Tell people, if they're listening, what you like about it. I don't know much about it. I know there's it's a science fiction type show, right?
Yeah.
That's about all I know.
I don't know. The cinematography is great on it. There's just elements of comedy that are just worked deep into it. It's nothing slapstick. It's none of that. It's a very deep thinking show. You could rewatch it 5 times and you'll just notice different things.
Wow.
It is so good.
So you guys like the same TV shows as husband and wife?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What's that like? That must be nice.
It's great.
My wife and I used to be, and now they call it Netflix cheating. If you find a good show, you just, when the other person's out, you watch all the shows. It's very unfair. So
Sure.
I applaud you. All right. So let's say, all right, last question for you, Paul. What is the most I think you kind of already answered this. Most beautiful area of the state? Did I ask you that? Driftless.
It's Driftless region.
So you make your home in Appleton now. What's your favorite? Got a couple more minutes. Conrad, what can we ask Paul? What's your favorite small town? 100,000 and 104,000. What's the population of Green Bay? 107.
I don't know.
Favorite small town in Wisconsin?
Oh boy, that's a loaded question. Well, I particularly like Pulaski. I went to high school there, and just a great farming community. Everybody knows everybody, but in a good way. You know, it's not too in your business.
Okay.
And being a part of a farming community, you know, you really get to see what real Wisconsin is like and how giving people are here.
Right.
You know, so I will always be forever grateful to have experienced growing up in a small
No wonder you liked Green and Gold so much.
Oh,
it's a great farm story, right?
It hit home.
Do you go to Door County much?
Oh yeah, my best friend since first grade. He lives there. His whole family's from Southern Door County. His parents met at Southern Door High School. You know, so I spent a lot of time in Southern Door County, Brussels, Namur area.
Such a beautiful area, and we've had Anders, the director of the film, on the show twice, and both times I forgot to ask him where that farm was.
Yeah.
I'm dying to know where that was because you could kind of see the water from it, and it was just so cool.
Oh, I'm gonna figure that out.
All right, well, continued success. It's been great having you on the show. Thank you for coming to the studio. Just a really fun time and great meeting you, buddy.
Awesome. Likewise, thank you.
Yeah.
I love coming on here and just getting to talk about Wisconsin and what a great place it is.
There's a lot to talk about, and I don't think people I mean, whether you're on a bus traveling around playing high school sports or whatever, or going to the North Woods or in the bigger cities. Here's my last question for you. I'm going to put you on the spot. Appleton or Green Bay?
Appleton.
Oh,
Conrad.
I mean, I loved Appleton when I lived there too. So.
Oh, you live there?
For like a summer, pretty much.
That's a cup of coffee, man. Come on.
I loved it though. It was fun.
Why? Just because you're raising your kids there? You probably have, or is it the actual city itself?
I think it's a little bit quieter than Green Bay. And there's a lot, it's a good foodie city.
Yeah.
There's just a lot going on. Nothing against Green Bay.
No,
I think it's
get
just
it.
a little bit
You got
quieter.
the PAC there. It's very cool.
Absolutely.
And,
Go to catch a T-Grats game,
You have, it's definitely quieter. We sit here and we have mufflers going by outside here. We have to re-record stuff all the time. All right, Paul Vandenplas, this has been a pleasure. I hope you come back sometime, and we're gonna tweak that quiz. We'll get something going there. But continued success with Wonderfully Wisconsin. Follow him, folks, on all the platforms. We're coming right back on a Bar Band Friday night with our friend Terry Barr. That's next on Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Can't hear a sound, folks talking loud, but I don't see at all. I gotta get away, I don't
know where to go. It's hopeless, so I guess I'll leave it alone.
Well, I spent all that day fixing up to go somewhere. Thought I was late, and I found she wasn't there. I guess I'll
The Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home for Nightlight with Pete Schwaba.
This is your local Civic Media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us.
From local news to what's going on around the state, Civic Media's mission is to bring you real news and great conversation. For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. At a candidates forum for races in Oshkosh, the League of Women Voters of Winnebago County announced its stance against a constitutional amendment referendum. Margie Davey, president of the LWV of Winnebago County.
Like the referendum questions presented last year, this again seeks to disenfranchise voters by placing voting limits into the state constitution instead of allowing bipartisan discussions to pass policies, although Wisconsin's photo ID law is among the most restrictive in the nation already. The League of Women Voters of Wisconsin urges voters to vote no to this question.
The constitutional referendum is on the April 1st ballot. Early voting begins Tuesday, March 18th. Severe weather is expected to come through Wisconsin this weekend. We could see severe thunderstorms, maybe even tornadoes. Civic Media meteorologist Brittany Merlot reports that even in winter, this is not that unusual.
We've seen it before. The first tornadoes ever recorded in the state, in the usually frigid month of February, tore through mostly rural areas on a day that broke records for warmth. It set up the perfect scenario for the type of severe weather normally seen in the late spring and summer. These storms last year left a swath of destruction that included dead and missing cows, roofs blown off of homes, destroyed storage sheds and barns, trashed vehicles, and shattered windows. And now, Mother Nature might be back for more. Tomorrow, temperatures will soar to the low 70s. Dew points will also rise, adding some mugginess to the air. Then a front will slam into the state, firing up a strong line of thunderstorms at night. A few tornadoes are possible, and damaging wind gusts are likely.
I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. A new documentary says we are not alone. The Age of Disclosure premiered at the South by Southwest Film Festival in early March and claims aliens are real and that the government has covered up their existence for the last 80 years. The doc claims non-human biological matter has been collected from spacecraft crash sites. Director Dan Farah interviewed 34 government officials who confirmed some type of extraterrestrial life, but the film does not offer a whole lot of actual proof other than talking heads. No confirmation as to whether or not people have actually been probed. As promised, I said I would report back when I finished the show 0 Day on Netflix. The six-parter starring Robert De Niro and Joan Allen explores what happens after a massive grid outage that kills over 3,000 Americans. 0 Day has some great moments, but ties everything up a little too neatly at the end. Having said that, De Niro is great. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Local radio for you and your community. It's Civic Media's mission with stations across Wisconsin. Find your favorites at civicmedia.us.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Breezy tonight with passing showers and thunderstorms. Windy tomorrow with areas of rain mixing with and changing to snow by the evening. Temps fall out of the 50s tonight into the 40s tomorrow. Sunshine and around 40 for a high Sunday. Currently at 64 degrees.
Picture waking up to stunning water.
Hey, Terry, just wanted to hear the mic.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, that
sounds
sounds
okay.
good. Yeah, it sounds good.
Conrad, you're a rock star. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and by the way, your pickleball story, I didn't get to it, but I do have it written. I just didn't get it on the website. So,
oh, no
like
worries.
ASAP.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking time to do that.
Oh my gosh. Anytime, any story.
Well, thank you. All right. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. All right.
Okay.
Price on my heating bill. And that ain't what they're getting. What they're getting back is a political middle finger. And we're staring a recession straight in the face. And Donald Trump does not care. Because at the end of the day, this was one big grift.
The Todd Alba Show. Weekdays noon till 2 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. Dom Selvia.
Next time, our favorite Delano Democrat Harvey Kaye will
Time to check out original music with BARR Band Friday on Nightlight. Now, your host, Pete Schwaba, and special guest, Terry BARR.
It's kind of like Terry and I are kind of co-hosts of BARR Band Friday night. I feel like I have a really fun, cool co-host for 30 minutes every week. When Terry BARR is here, she's the host of Max Inc. Radio with Jimmy and Rocker, and they do a great job. She joins us here every Friday night at 7:35 for BARR Band Friday night. Great to have you, my friend.
Oh, Pete, how are you? Happy Friday. And the weather, what is going on?
Oh my gosh, it's insane. I was in Madison for 3 days this week, and I think it was 70 on Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. It was beautiful, though. And it's warmer in Green Bay today, I think, than it is in Milwaukee.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, not that Milwaukee's a tropical paradise. I'm just saying, like, we're a little farther north. I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
How are you tonight?
I am so good. Always happy to be here with you and Conrad and all of your amazing listeners. And it's fun because we talk about fun stuff. as the Maxine crew always says, we unplug from politics for at least
Yeah.
a few minutes.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's great to share music with everyone and to get the appreciation for local original music, which I love.
Which not only that, but I've told you this before on the show. I had no idea there was this much local talent music wise in Wisconsin. I don't know how every week you show up with someone new that I haven't heard of and they're great. And not that I'm Mr. Music, but I just feel like I can't believe there are this many undiscovered artists. And maybe on some level they are discovered, but I feel like they should be huge, you know?
I know. I agree. There are times you go to a big concert and you listen and you think, yeah, these are amazing artists. Why aren't our artists being recognized for being as amazing? Somebody's going to break through soon,
Yeah.
somebody is.
Well, you're certainly doing your part on Max Inc. with a 6-hour radio show every Saturday night. I mean, you guys are definitely trying. Tonight's band, I love this name, Gin, Chocolate, and Bottle Rockets. Please tell me where that came from if you know.
The ladies in this band, they are a trio of amazing women musicians from across southern Wisconsin. They are also in a million other projects, as everyone is.
Yeah.
But each of them brought the name to the band representing one of them. And rarely do you understand or get to know which one is which Gin, Chocolate, or Bottle Rockets.
Why is that? They want to keep you guess. Is that on
I
purpose?
think
or?
so, which I'm okay with that. When you see them on stage, they're so great on stage. Very lively, very active, very like pulling you in. But then you wonder, oh, is that the one that's Gin? No, wait, that one's Chocolate. No, oh, that one's Bottle Rockets. And then all of a sudden you realize you keep pointing at the same people and they just kind of love that.
That's great. I noticed on their website, it's not Gin, chocolate. It's Gin, chocolate, and Bottle Rockets. Is there a Gin chocolate or is that just a?
No, there should, maybe they don't know, but there's 3 people. So there should be Gin for one, Chocolate, and
okay.
Bottle Rockets.
Well, I'm just a weirdo too. I'm a writer and I tend to stress
No,
over these
I
things.
get
It's
that.
just a website.
Yeah, the
You don't have
whole, where are the commas? How does it look? How does it read? I get it.
This is great though. I love the title. So they're Madison based. How did you find them?
Beth Killey is the main artist in this group. Beth is in 4 bands in the Madison area. She also does Girls Rock Camp Madison and Ladies Rock Camp Madison. So she is so willing to share her talents with everyone else who wants to learn how to be a musician, or at least be a musician for a week or a weekend.
Yeah.
I feel so fortunate to know Beth. They moved away. Her husband is a doctor, and they moved away when he was doing his internship. And I was so happy when they came back.
Wow.
He's a musician too. They actually met in the UW-Madison marching band.
No kid.
Go
Oh, that's
figure.
that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yep.
Speaking of local, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is great. They all sing. Oh, and by the way, if you scroll down the website, it's Gin, chocolate, and Bottle Rockets. So we can keep trying to
further
guess.
down. Uh-oh.
All right. So you sent 3 songs. We picked 2. We put our heads together. I liked both of the originals. And I love the cover they did. So why don't we start, Con, with one of their originals? This is a song called Lean, Terry. Is this okay if we start with Lean? All right. Let's lean.
Absolutely.
Let's
This
lean
is a great
into
way
this.
to hear them.
Yeah, this is Gin, Chocolate, and Bottle Rockets. The band Terry BARR on a Bar Band Friday night is introducing us to tonight here on Nightlight.
They slapped your wrist when you slammed the door. Told you, girl, don't you make a scene. They laughed when the music made you cry, and at the times you had to dance and sing. You heard that big girls never cry, so you stifled every scream. You be giving them the upper hand, and they saw your moment of weakness. you mean. All the joy, all the pain, the in between. Don't be afraid of what you're feeling. You've got to lean into it. Now all the years have swallowed time, and it's lonely on your throne. The crown is heavy on your head, and your walls are made of stone. All the cries you held inside echo off the empty wall. The burden of perfection has taken its toll. You don't have to live a lie. Take my hand, forget your pride. Let go and escape your head. Just listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. You've got to lean into it. All the crime and the clutter in your head. All the fear and the longing left unsaid. Don't shut them out. You've got to say what you mean. All the joy, all the pain, the in between. Don't be afraid of what you're feeling. You've got to lean into it. Don't apologize. Be blind to those judgmental lies that fall on you. Don't deny your truthfulness, your humanness, your humanness, the way you are. You've got to lean into it. All the crime and the clutter in your head. All the fear and the longing left unsaid. You've got to say what you mean. All the joy, all the pain, the in between. Don't be afraid of what you're feeling. You've got to lean into it. All the crime and the clutter in your head. All the fear and the longing left unsaid. Don't shut them out. You've got to say what you mean. All the joy, all the pain, the in between. Don't be afraid of what you're feeling. You've got to lean. You've got to lean. Lean into it. Lean into it.
Great song. Great song. And I was leaning towards the other one. Conrad kind of, he says, no, lean is great. So I'm glad we went with lean. Good call.
Thank you, Conrad.
Yeah. Not that you would have been upset if we had gone with the other.
No, their original music is incredible. And what a showcase of vocals from these women. Again, I mentioned to you, Pete, Beth Keeley. This is her fourth band, along with all the other projects she does. She is a Verona person now, but originally from De Pere.
Okay.
Jen Farley, this is her third music project. She's in Madison now, but originally from Cleveland. And then Shawnee Marks. She also has, this is her third project. She's a Baraboo girl through and through. But they play every instrument you hear, which is ridiculous.
And they sound great, like their voices together. Is this the kind of trio, Terry, that would be willing to come into the studio in Madison when Pete Schwaba's in town?
They would probably love it, Pete Schwaba.
Well, seriously, though, would they just need, they almost sound like they could do a cappella, but would they just be fine with acoustic guitars? Oh, that'd be so great.
We have had them on Max Inc. in the past, and they came in with keyboard Accordion. How about
Oh,
that?
I love that.
Shawnee from Baraboo plays accordion. And then Jen just brought in like hand percussion instruments.
Yeah.
And Beth is a guitar player.
They're great. Thank you
Yeah.
for that was a great song. Let's hear, okay, so now they have such great like original stuff, Terry.
Yes.
You sent a song, Sweet Dreams, which is a cover. Why? I'm just curious why they would cover. Maybe they like the song. I don't know, but that's interesting to me when a band with such good original music goes with a cover outside
Well,
of
and
a
it's
concert.
odd
you know.
because between the three of them, they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 projects going. Almost all of it is original music. And I've seen Gin, Chocolate, and Bottle Rockets quite a few times. And it's rare they play covers, but I think it's one of those know your audience. So they recently did a fundraiser where they played quite a few more covers because they thought the audience would appreciate that more, could sing along. They even had kazoos.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they did a kazoo like play along song. So they know what's happening. They have figured out the art of getting the audience to go with you.
Well, it's fun too because when I saw Sweet Dreams, that's a famous song by the Eurythmics, and it started out and I'm like, I think that's the Eurythmics Sweet Dream. But they had a cool arrangement with it too. It sounds really good. So we will hear that song next from Gin, Chocolate, and Bottle Rockets. It is a bar band Friday night. Our friend Terry Barr is here. Check her out every Saturday night, almost every Saturday night, for Max Inc. Radio here on the network from 6 to midnight every Saturday. Do they still replay it on Sunday?
Yes.
Yes. So you got a lot of
Same
opportunities.
time.
That's so great. Okay, so if you haven't, obviously, check out Max Inc. Radio, but they will be, and they are featured this week? Is this?
They are in studio this week.
Oh,
We are
nice.
not back to the hour long
Right.
where we get to talk to a band for an hour and they play 6 songs. They are going to be in studio for a half an hour. So we're testing rockers' health.
Okay. Wow. Great band to
How
to
does his
run a-
heart hold out for a half an hour of live music? For
I have a
people that
feeling-
don't know, he did have a heart attack earlier in the
Yeah.
year. He is recovering remarkably well. Couldn't wait to get back to this. So they'll probably do 2 songs and a half an hour tomorrow night.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do a very quick break here. Dave on the stream says there is a, Norski Nook, Conrad, in DeForest.
Yes, yep.
So, and then Terry, our mutual pal Craig Knitz says, "Hi, Terry. Hey, Pete, stop over."
Craig!
And then he says, "Hey, Pete, stop over at the Tarleton before you head home. Meet Bill Rebane." Oh, I wish I could tonight. Green Bay Film Festival happening right down the street, folks. Check it out this weekend.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
we will be right back with more of Bar Band Friday Night with our friend Terry Barr. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
This is 97.9 WGBW.
Hey, it's Amanda with another new Wisco 411 for you, and there's no better way to celebrate spring than with the maple syrup season. And you can do that at the Bubolt's Nature Preserve for Maple Syrup Saturday. Help yourself to a pancake breakfast made by the staff and volunteers and take your support for the preserve to the next level. Adopt a bucket. Each family who adopts a bucket will join the preserve to tap your own maple tree and hang your bucket to collect throughout the entire season. So go to WGBW.FM, click events to learn more.
I'm Dan Schaefer. Let's recombobulate. Folks, we've got to talk about Derek Van Orden. The second-term congressman representing Wisconsin's 3rd District is at it again, dodging public meetings and making all kinds of unhinged comments. As many scramble and struggle to understand the chaos of what's happening in Washington, D.C., and how it's impacting people here in Wisconsin, Van Orden has been as frustrating and disrespectful as ever. In one instance, Van Orden took to social media to berate a veteran who had been fired from his job at the VA by Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. And the veteran in question is simply someone who was just reaching out to his congressman, looking for answers. Van Orden's office has also hastily canceled public meetings, and he has made some especially wild accusations about people who have been attending these public events. Congressman Van Orden needs to stop this unhinged madness, and more importantly, be more available and accountable to his constituents.
Find all of Dan's work at the Recombobulation area and on our website at civicmedia.us.
Finding the special healthcare resources families need just got easier.
Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network helps kids with delays, disabilities, special health care needs, and mental health conditions. Call toll-free 877-947-2929. Ask questions. Get answers. Connect today toll-free 877.
Gonna be some sweet sounds coming down on the night shift. I bet you're
Conrad's
singing
dad
proud.
weighing in on our pie question tonight. Steve from Florida says best key lime pie in Key West is Porky's in Marathon Key, 40 miles north of Key West. They were the first to claim the title back in the day. Steve continues, anyway, we are actually at a pie party get together tonight in our little community. Over 70 different pies at the party, very sugared out at this point. Your dad's tripping on sugar right now, Conrad.
I am so jealous.
Terry, do you have a favorite kind of pie? Do you have a favorite kind of pie, Terry?
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I was like so into like Conrad and his parents. That's
You
so
were thinking
cool.
of 70 pies, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Cheesecake. Does that count as a
Oh,
pie?
I don't know. There's cake in the title, but it seems more pie-ish to me.
It does. The way it's made, it's always like in a circle.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, so here we have a second song. This is the song. This is Gin, Chocolate, and Bottle Rockets. It's a bar band Friday night. Terry Barr from Max Inc. Radio is here, as she often is on almost every Friday, pending vacation days. Gin, Chocolate, and Bottle Rockets. Love the title. We heard Lean, and now we're going to hear Sweet Dreams.
Ooh.
Very exciting. Conrad, hit it, buddy.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Hold your head, moving on. Keep your head moving on. Hold your head, moving on. Keep your head moving on. Hold your head, moving on. Keep your head moving on. Hold your head, moving on. Keep your head. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am to disagree. Travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something.
Gin, chocolate, and bottle rockets. Man, do they sound good together, Terry.
Aren't they amazing?
That's so
Well,
great.
I'm so happy you enjoyed them. They are
I-
also playing the Mama Cares fundraising show in Madison.
Okay.
That's coming up March 30th. So we have been featuring bands playing that show. They are one of the bands. But by summer, they're going to be playing everywhere. They play a lot of vineyards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
before
That
I
seems to
forget-
be a favorite spot. Outside, open air.
Yeah. Before I forget, we have about a minute left. Maybe not even. So can we get a Bammies plug in? I know that's coming up.
Yeah,
next week, right?
I have a segment airing tomorrow night.
Oh, cool.
Carl Knight, he works with the Bammies. The Bammies are in the second year in the Green Bay, Northeast Wisconsin area. That show, oh my gosh, Pete, it's grown to 2 nights. One night
Very
last
nice.
year for the first year. It's only the second year, 2 nights, March 19th and 20th at the Tarleton. Find it all on the Tarleton website. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun, so much great live music in Green Bay.
Absolutely love it. Thank you so much. As always, my friend, my Bar Band Friday night friend. Thank you, Terry. Have a great weekend.
Love you guys. Thank you
Love
to
you
everybody.
too.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Thanks to Terry. Thank you to Paul Vandenplas, and all your texts and calls. Always fun here on a Friday night on Night Light. On behalf of the lovable producer Conrad, a good night, Wisconsin.
I'll take you to your best friend's house. Marmalade, we're making out.